You are not separate from the one you love. You exist within them as energy, as awareness, as thought. When you think of them with love, they feel it. When you imagine their presence, they are drawn into yours. This isn't manipulation, it's divine connection. Energy never dies, it transforms, circumambulates and returns. The love you send out is the love they cannot escape. So tonight, we rise above fear, above waiting, above doubt, and stand in the knowing that your energy is the signal, the pull, the call that always reaches them. You are unforgettable, unmissable, unstoppable. They feel you in silence. They dream of you without knowing why, because your energy is the echo that never fades. Listen carefully, for this is not a theory, it is truth. Energy is your identity. You are not the body that walks the earth, nor the name you carry, nor the roles you play. You are consciousness itself, vibrating in form, clothed in light, and expressing as thought and feeling. Every moment you dwell in a state, that state radiates outward and announces itself to the universe. The world does not respond to what you say. It responds to what you are being. When you walk into a room before a single word leaves your lips, your energy has already spoken. It tells the world who you believe yourself to be. If you believe yourself to be chosen, loved, and secure, that belief becomes a living atmosphere around you. Others breathe it in, and without understanding why, they are moved by it. They feel drawn, comforted, magnetized. They see in you what you quietly know within yourself. But if you move through life uncertain, if you feel unloved or unwanted, then that too is the vibration you carry. You do not need to speak it. It travels silently through every glance, every motion, every pause between breaths. The outer world merely echoes that inner state. You are always broadcasting the frequency of your assumption. You see, there is no hiding in energy. You can wear a smile while holding fear in your heart, and the world will still respond to your fear. You can pretend to be confident while doubting your worth, and life will mirror that doubt. It is not the surface, but the depth that speaks. You cannot deceive energy, for it is pure reflection. So I say to you, become deliberate with what you radiate. Do not let your emotions wander unattended. Each feeling is a seed, and the soil of consciousness makes no distinction between flowers or weeds. It simply grows what you plant. If you wish to be felt as love, you must first feel love. If you wish to be seen as worthy, you must first know that you are. The one who believes they are loved cannot emit rejection. It is and impossible. Their energy is already filled, and it spills out into the world as certainty, as peace, as quiet authority. Think now of the one you desire, your specific person. You wish for them to feel your presence, to sense you, to remember you, but do not attempt to project force or need. The moment you feel lack, you send lack. The moment you feel absence, you make absence real. Instead, close your eyes and return to yourself. Feel the truth that you are love itself, that you are the source of the energy they cannot escape. It is not something you send out, it is something you are. The W and the RV and the ocean are not two separate things, they are one continuous movement. In the same way, you and your SP are not apart. The energy that animates you is the same that animates them. When you feel yourself whole, your vibration shifts. You no longer reach out, you draw in. You become the magnetic field of fulfillment, and they, without knowing why, begin to feel your presence. They think of you, dream of you, feel comfort when your name crosses their mind. They feel you not because you chase them in thought, but because your energy now rests in certainty. Every time you dwell in love, that love imprints itself upon the fabric of reality. Every moment you dwell in the end, feeling as though your desire is already realized, the universe bends to match that vibration. The invisible world moves before the visible does. The unseen always precedes the seen. This is why I say your identity is your energy. You cannot experience what you have not assumed yourself to be. To be loved, you must first be loved. To be wanted, you must first know that you are wanted. This knowing is not built upon evidence, it creates the evidence. When you claim it within, the world reorganizes to P on V or rove you right. Begin now. Drop every thought of separation. Drop every story that says you are waiting for them to return or to notice you. Those stories carry the vibration of lack, and lack cannot magnetize love. Instead, inhabit the energy of the fulfilled wish. See through the eyes of the one who already has it. Feel the calm certainty of being chosen, cherished, remembered. That energy, that state, becomes your living signature. You need not speak, you need not chase, simply be. Let your energy declare, I am loved, I am remembered, I am felt. The universe and the one you love will have no choice but to respond. For the moment you dwell in that awareness, you are broadcasting the truth of who you are, and nothing, not even distance, can escape it. And as you rest in that awareness, understand this, you are always being felt. You are a living field of consciousness, an inatina jaya that moves, breathes, and speaks beyond words. Every emotion that rises within you is not contained by the skin. It travels outward like ripples on water, touching everything that exists within your awareness. You have never sent a thought that was lost, never felt a feeling that disappeared. The invisible world is alive with your impressions, and all who are connected to you, especially the one you love, feel the pulse of your inner state. They may not hear your words, but they sense the vibration of your being. They may not know why they suddenly think of you, or why your image appears in their mind without reason. Yet, it is your energy that is moved. It is your consciousness that has brushed against theirs. This is the law of life. Nothing in creation stands alone. Every soul is woven into the same fabric of awareness, and the threads of thought bind us closer than distance ever could. When you understand this, you stop wondering if your SP feels you. You begin to know they cannot escape you. The bond of energy transcends time and space. You may be miles apart, yet your awareness bridges that gap in an instant. Every time you think of them with love, every time you imagine me born, their smile, your energy touches theirs. It lingers in their atmosphere, whispers in their quiet moments, stirs their emotions without them understanding why. You are not waiting for them to feel you, they already do. You see now why it is so important to master your inner world? Because the energy you send is not in the words you speak, but in the state you occupy. If you think of them with longing, your vibration carries longing. They feel it as distance. But when you think of them from fullness, from the knowing that you are already one, they feel comfort, warmth, attraction. The energy of certainty is irresistible. It calms them, calls them, and reminds them of something they can't quite name. You are not trying to create connection, you are revealing it. The connection has always been there. It was never broken, never lost. Only your awareness of it wavered. When you turn within and claim that union as true, your energy realigns. You become steady, and that steadiness is felt. It draws them nearer because in truth, you are the same consciousness meeting itself in different forms. So stop measuring your power by what you see in the physical world. The outer is only a shadow of the inner. The real conversation happens in the silence of imagination. When you feel love, they receive it. When you assume harmony, they experience peace. When you dwell in union, the outer world rushes to mirror that state. You are always being felt by them, by life, by everything the Bardhanti surrounds you. When you walk through your day, carry yourself as one who is remembered. Let your movements, your tone, your gaze, all come from the energy of being already chosen. You do not need to reach out. You only need to be that vibration. For what you are being now is being broadcast continuously into the field of consciousness, and consciousness is infinite. It knows how to find its reflection. At night, when you close your eyes, do not ask when or how they will feel you. Instead, feel them feeling you. See through their eyes. Imagine the warmth that rises in their chest as your name crosses their thoughts. Feel the joy that floods their heart when they recall your presence. In that moment, you collapse all separation. You are no longer the one waiting, you are the one being felt. Everything you desire from them begins with the energy you are holding now. If you wish to be remembered, dwell in remembrance. If you wish to be adored, dwell in adoration. What you give in consciousness is what returns multiplied. Every thought is a messenger carrying your essence to them. Every feeling is a signal announcing your state, and they, knowingly or not, respond to that signal. So let your energy speak words of certainty. Let your heart whisper, I am love itself and I am felt. And as you rest in that truth, their heart will echo the same. Because in this vast, invisible world of consciousness, you are never apart, you are always being felt, always connected, always one. And this connection, this invisible thread that ties you together, is built through imagination. For imagination is not a dream or fantasy, it is the creative power itself, the bridge between the seen and unseen, the living substance that connects all consciousness. Everything you have ever to earn to ours that you loved or desired has first existed in imagination. The chair you sit on, the walls that surround you, the life you now live, all of it was once a thought, a vision, an image held within the unseen mind before it took form in this visible world. When you imagine your SP, you are not daydreaming about them, you are communicating in the most real language that exists, the language of feeling and thought. Imagination is the realm where energy takes shape, where vibration becomes form. It is the workshop of reality. The moment you enter that inner scene where you and your SP are one, where IBRE love is already fulfilled, you are transmitting that vibration into the fabric of consciousness. You are impressing reality itself with your assumption. Do not think of imagination as a place separate from truth. It is truth, for it is the cause of all things. The outer world is the slow echo of what imagination has already declared to be true. So when you close your eyes and see your SP smiling at you, when you feel their arms around you, when you hear their voice calling your name with love, know that this is not make-believe. It is the spiritual fact before the physical proof. There is no distance in imagination. You can be in one part of the world and they in another, yet within imagination, you stand face to face, heart to heart. The law of energy obeys your inner focus, not your outer circumstance. Wherever you place your attention, there your power flows. So when you imagine H and beyond and M, do not see them as far away or separate, see them as near, as already with you, because in consciousness they are. Many think imagination is weak because they mistake it for fantasy. What they call reality is only imagination made visible. The invisible governs the visible, and imaginatio tetior N is the bridge. It carries your intention from the silence of thought into the structure of time and space. Every time you enter that inner scene with feeling, not as a spectator, but as the living participant, you strengthen the thread between you. The energy of that vision moves like current, pH and BR rough the invisible field, reaching their mind, touching their art, shifting their state. When you imagine your SP with love and certainty, you are tuning yourself to the frequency of union. That frequency cannot go unnoticed. They may not understand it, they may not speak of it, but they feel it. It comes as a sudden thought, a dream, a flash of warmth, a whisper in the quiet hours. Imagination plants the seed, and life responds with reflections. So dwell not on appearances. If the outer world shows distance or silence, look away from it. Withdraw attention from what contradicts your vision. The moment you fix your inner gaze on the end you desire, the bridge of events begins to form. Everything that seems to separate you now will dissolve under the weight of your sustained imagination. For imagination is more real than the visible. It is eternal, while the seen is temporary. The more you imagine with feeling, the more natural it becomes. Soon your imagination ceases to feel like pretending, it feels like remembering. You begin to live from that inner world as though it were already true. And in that moment, it is true. Reality simply catches up to what you have already accepted. ADRDD within. You do not need to imagine constantly. You only need to imagine convincingly. A single act of imagination held with deep feeling can outweigh 1,000 doubts. For imagination does not respond to repetition, it responds to belief. When you imagine with faith, the universe accepts it as done. The unseen begins to align. People, places, and circumstances rearrange themselves to mirror that inner picture. Let your imagination be sacred. It is not a tool of escape, but of creation. It is the meeting ground between you and your SP, the quiet sanctuary where your energies merge. When your Titi and you imagine from love, you are not forcing them to come, you are calling them home. You are reminding them of the bond that has never been broken. So enter imagination as though stepping into truth. Feel the reality of your union, breathe in its peace, let it surround you until it feels more real, the penny arts and the world outside. That feeling is the key, the signature, the command that life obeys. What you imagine with love becomes inevitable, because imagination and energy are one and the same, and through it, your SP will always feel you. And in this sacred act of imagining, let feeling be your lingua deti ge, for feeling is the power that gives life to every image. You cannot think your way into manifestation, you must feel your way there. Thought creates the form, but feeling fills it with breath, gives it pulse, turns it into a living reality. Whatever you feel deeply enough must externalize. It's RLF. The universe has no choice but to mirror the emotion that dominates your heart. This is why you must never attempt to force love, attention, or connection from another. Force belongs to fear, and fear declares lack. What you chase runs, what you grasp slips away. For the very act of chasing anopinions and answers to the universe that you do not already have. But feeling TR, you feeling needs no effort. It is quiet, certain, complete. When you feel love without demanding it, when you rest in the knowing that you already are the beloved, you begin to radiate an energy that no one can resist. You do not make them feel you by effort, you make them feel you by being. The world has taught you to do, to act, to pursue, to plead, to convince. But love, in its purest form, does not chase, it attracts. It does not struggle to be noticed, it simply shines. When you stand in the energy of fulfillment, the unbounded you desire feels the shift. They sense the peace around you, the steadiness in your vibration, and they are drawn toward it without understanding why. You have ceased to send signals of longing and have become the embodiment of love itself. To live this way, you must reverse the habit of looking outward for signs. The outer world is only an echo. Look inward to the state you are occupying now. Ask yourself, what am I feeling in this moment? Or whatever you feel, you are creating. The one who feels unchosen keeps recreating experiences of rejection. The one who feels secure continually and receives proof of being wanted. You can speak 1,000 affirmations, but if the feeling beneath them is fear or doubt, they remain empty words. Only feeling impregnates the mind of creation. So begin each day not by seeking evidence, but by generating feeling. Before your eyes open, dwell for a Fey and BRW, quiet moments in the emotion of being already loved, already fulfilled. Do not visualize as though watching a movie of yourself. Be within the scene. Feel the texture of their hand in yours. Hear the sound of their laughter. Sense the calm of being seen and known. If you can sustain that feeling, Dibanji, even for a few moments, you have done enough. The seed is planted, and feeling is the water that ensures its growth. When doubt arises, do not fight it. Fighting only feeds it. Instead, return to the feeling. Let your body remember what it is to be loved, to be chosen, to be desired. That remembrance is power. In that feeling, you are aligned with the very energy that governs creation. Nothing can resist a consciousness that knows itself fulfilled. There is a sweetness in this practice, a serenity that comes when you realize you no longer need to control outcomes. You stop waiting for them to message, to call, to confess. You already feel the connection within. You no longer plead with the universe to give you what you desire, because you are living in the vibration of already having it. That vibration is irresistible. It sends out a call more powerful than any word or gesture. Your SBRP cannot help but respond to the energy of your peace, for peace is magnetic. So abandon the struggle, lay down every thought of when and how. Love is not found through tension, it reveals itself in surrender. The moment you let go of the need to make it happen, you make room for it to appear. Feel as though it is already done, and it will be done. The universe obeys the O. He who feels, not the one who begs. Every great transformation begins with this quiet mastery of feeling. It is not loud or dramatic, it is gentle, inward, unwavering. As you practice this, your energy becomes stable N and NPRO, longer pulled by appearances, no longer shaken by delay. You live from the end, and that end radiates through every gesture, every breath, every glance. Without speaking, you communicate certainty. Without chasing, you attract. Without demanding, you receive. To feel is to create, and to love is Tiabara become the very thing you seek. So let your feeling be pure, let it be consistent, and let it be enough. The one you love will feel it, for nothing in this world is more powerful than the vibration of a heart that knows it already possesses what it desires. And from that stillness of feeling, Enba unfolds a sacred realization that the inner and the outer are not two separate worlds, but one continuous movement. What you experience within must echo without, for the two are forever joined. This is the divine law of union. The outer world is your inner world made visible. It is consciousness wearing form. Every relationship, every circumstance, every face that looks upon you is a mirror reflecting your own assumption. You do not meet people by accident, you meet states of being clothed as people. When you understand this, life becomes an exquisite dance between your inner and outer real, entity or itis. The one you call your SP is not a stranger you must convince, but a reflection of the vibration you sustain. If within you there is love, they will appear as love. If within you there is fear, they will seem distant. The moment you shift your inner assumption, the mirror of life must adjust to self to match. It cannot do otherwise. The outer world has no power of its own. It is animated entirely by the energy of your inner state. So when you feel lack, when you wonder why they are silent, why they seem far turned within, ask not why are they this way, but rather what am I assuming within myself? For every assumption is an invitation to life, and life answers perfectly. When you assume separation, you are shown separation. When you assume union, you are shown proof of it. You are never waiting on them to change. You are only waiting on yourself to remember who you are in true N-T, the cause, not the effect. You see now how gentle this power is? You do not have to bend reality through effort. You only have to unify your feeling. The instant you assume the state of being already united, already loved, the law of reflection begins to work. Your SP has no choice but to reflect your state, for they are bound to you by the same consciousness that animates you. What you believe of them, you breathe into them. What you imagine of them, they become to you. So speak inwardly to them with love, not as one pleading, but as one who already lives in the joy of fulfillment. If the outer world shows otherwise, be still, for that is only the fading picture of an old ass. Umption. The new has already taken root within. The unseen always precedes the seen. Continue to dwell in the feeling of inner union, and the outer world will rush to catch up. This is the law of inner union. What you join in consciousness must appear in form. When two become one within you, the desired and the desirer, the lover and the beloved, then the external world can do nothing but mirror that unity. As long as you see yourself as separate from what you seek, the mirror must show separation, beta beyond UT. When you collapse that distance within your imagination, when you feel the oneness so vividly that it no longer feels like pretending, the outer world must rearrange itself to prove it. Union is not achieved through control, it is revealed through surrender. The moment you release the struggle and meet the RDD rest, in the knowing that you are already one, your vibration stabilizes. You begin to move through life differently, calm, radiant, certain, and that certainty is felt by your SP as an unexplainable pull, a quiet comfort, a magnetic peace. They may not know why they feel drawn back to you, but THMEY will feel it. For consciousness recognizes itself. Every act of inner union strengthens the bond. When you visualize, do not see yourself reaching for them. See yourself as them breathing the same love, sharing the same awareness. There is no you and them in the realm of consciousness. The Dhavati is only one energy, one heartbeat, one light. Feel that unity, and you become the living embodiment of your fulfilled desire. The physical world, slow and obedient, will reflect that truth like a faithful shadow. You may think this is too simple, that love should be complicated, that connection shouldn't bar or require proof. But simplicity is the nature of truth. The universe does not argue, it reflects. When you claim your union within, life responds with evidence of it, not because you forced it, but because you became it. So walk as one who is already united. Think, speak, and move as the embodiment of the fulfilled desire. Do not ask for signs, be the sign. When you speak, let your words carry the vibration of completion. When you look upon the world, see everything as part of your harmony. And as you hold that state, you will witness the outer world bending, shaping, and aligning. Your inner vision becomes undeniable reality. For union was never something to achieve, it was always something to remember. The moment you remember that the outer must mirror the inner, you step into effortless creation. The world will bow to the image you hold within, for it has no other master but your consciousness. And when that remembrance becomes steady, you begin to taste the true power that has been yours all along, the dominion of vibration. For every moment, every experience, every meeting is governed by the state you occupy within yourself. You are never at the mercy of circumstances, never bound by the mood of another, never ruled by outer noise. You are the ruler of your inner kingdom. And the vibration you hold there dictates the world you walk through. When you finally stand unmoved within, when your peace is no longer dependent on a message, a reaction, or a sign, you step into mastery. The outer world is like water. It takes the shape of whatever vessel you offer. If you pour into it the vibration of certainty, it reflects certainty. If you fill it with doubt, it ripples with confusion. The only stability you'll ever find is within yourself, for the inner depth of ermines the outer. Nothing has power over you except the vibration you consent to hold. Do not believe that others control how they treat you. They only echo the tone of your consciousness. When you dwell in the energy of being chosen, they respond as though compelled by an invisible law. When you ink into fear or insecurity, they mirror it unconsciously. You are not reacting to them, they are reacting to you. The moment you grasp this truth, you are free. For why would you chase a reflection when you can change the source? So guard your vibration as sacred. Keep watch over your inner convert NTRizations. Notice the subtle moods that arise when you think of your SP. Are they thoughts of longing or of fulfillment? Are they colored by fear or by assurance? Every inner word is a decree, and every feeling is an instruction to the universe. You need not shout. You need not plead. Your vibration speaks louder than any voice. It is your silent command to creation. When you dwell in love, no circumstance can oppose you. Even when the outer seems to contradict your inner knowing, hold your vibration steady. The old energy must exhaust itself before the new pattern fully appears. Be still and let the current of your certainty carry you. The moment you react to appearances, you step out of your dominion and surrender your authority to illusion. But when you remain calm, when you choose to stay aligned with love, reality bends to meet you. There is a quiet majesty in those who understand T-Bandit is they no longer plead with the world to change. They adjust their inner tone and watch the world follow. They do not chase after affection, they embody it. They do not argue for attention, they radiate it. They know that their vibration is the law and nothing can defy it. The outer must conform and TRs, for it is powerless before consciousness. This mastery is not arrogance, it is divine humility. It is the recognition that all power resides within. You do not conquer others. You conquer self, your reactions, your fears, your doubts. The one who governs their inner world becomes untouchable, because they no longer dance to the rhythm of circumstance. They create the rhythm. The universe begins to harmonize with them. People respond differently. Events unfold with ease. The world becomes a mirror polished by calm certainty. So if your SP withdraws, do not collapse inward. Do not ask, why did they pull away? Instead, anchor yourself deeper in love. Say within, they cannot escape my energy, for I am the viber of love itself. Feel that truth until it becomes your atmosphere. When you do, life must answer. They will feel the pull, not because you demanded it, but because energy recognizes its source. Every reaction is an opportunity to reclaim dominion. When something triggers you, pause, breathe. Remind yourself, I am the cause, not the effect. Shift the vibration before you act and watch how swiftly reality rearranges. Nothing in your outer world is fixed, it is all fluid, bending to the tone of your inner song. You are the conductor of this invisible orchestra, and every thought, every emotion is a note that shapes your experience. To hold dominion is not to resist or to control, but to rest in knowing that nothing can disturb the one who abides in El Oro, knowing that even silence from your SP is not absence, it is space for your vibration to speak. The energy you maintain in stillness is more powerful than any action taken in fear. The world belongs to the one who refuses to be moved by appearances. The moment you master your vibration, every titian hing begins to move in your favor. You do not chase alignment, you are alignment. You no longer reach for validation, for the validation has become internal. And as you continue to live from this inner authority, your SP, your world, and all of life cannot help but respond, for all are but mirrors to the vibration you have chosen to hold. And from this mastery of vibration, you will come to understand the deepest secret of all, that creation is finished, that every desire already exists, waiting only for your recognition. To live in the end is to live from the knowing that what you seek has already been granted. You are not moving toward it, you are moving from it. You are not trying to make it happen. You are remembering that it already has. When you occupy that state, the world reorganizes itself with precision to reveal what was always there. The end is not a faraway destination. It is a state of consciousness you may enter at will. You enter it the moment you feel it real. When you close your eyes and rest in the feeling of being loved, chosen, desired, you have arrived. That state becomes your dwelling place, your home in consciousness. The outer world, being only a Shakti or Bardandao of the inner, must mirror that home back to you. People call it manifestation, but it is not creation, it is recognition. You are simply bringing into focus what was already written in the invisible realm. Living in the end means releasing the habit of waiting. Waiting implies separation, and SBR separation sustains lack. The one who waits declares, it is not yet mine. But the one who lives from the end quietly knows it has always been mine. You begin to move differently when you live this way. You speak not as one hoping, but as one remembering. You act not from doubt, but from full bias and ailment. Your energy changes, and because your energy changes, everything you meet must answer that vibration. The outer may not shift instantly yet. The moment you assume the end within, the process is set in motion. Like a seed beneath the soil, unseen but inevitable, your assumption grows in silent NCE. You do not dig it up to check its progress, you nurture it with faith. You walk through the world as though your wish were already fact. And that attitude of certainty bends the entire universe to your will. Many believe living in the end means pretending, but it is the opposite. It is ceasing to pretend that you are without. Pretending is saying, I hope it comes. Living in the end is saying, it is done. And when you declare it done in consciousness, it is done. The time between imagination and realization is only the distance of belief. The stronger your knowing, the shorter that distance becomes. Do not confuse living in the end with forcing outcomes. It is not control, it is surrender to truth. It is the quiet confidence of one who no longer questions. The mind may scream, where is it? When will it happen? But the heart smiles and whispers, it already has. That whisper is power. That inner stillness is creation itself. You are no longer moved by appearances, because you know appearances are only delayed reflections. The moment you hold the end as real, the delay begins to dissolve. Imagine walking through your day carrying the vibration of already being loved. You would speak with calm, move with grace, breathe with peace. You would not search for proof, your very existence would be proof. That energy would wrap around you like an aura, and everyone, especially your SP, would feel it. They would be drawn not to your words, but to your certainty. For certainty is the fragrance of fulfillment. The state of the wish fulfilled is not a thought, it is a feeling. It must live in your body, in your breath, in your heartbeat. It is the steady knowing that needs no evidence. When you feel yourself slipping into doubt, return to that inner sanctuary. Close your eyes, breathe deeply, and remember. Feel the warmth of completion. Hear the sounds of your fulfilled desire. Let your senses agree with what your soul already knows. Living in the end transforms your relationship with time. You no longer chase the future. You bring the future into the present to pass into you none. You no longer hope for love, you stand as love. You no longer seek the message, the sign, the confirmation. You are the confirmation. Every step you take from that state becomes divine movement, guided and effortless. The world bends quietly around you, aligning every path, every person, every mom, ENT, to the vibration of your assumption. You will begin to notice how life rearranges itself in miraculous ways. The words you hear, the faces you meet, the timing of events all seem to conspire in your favor. But they are not miracles, they are the natural response of a world reflecting a mind and body are short in its end. When you live in the end, you are no longer the seeker, you are the creator. You no longer wonder if they feel you, you know they do. For in this state, separation cannot exist. The love you feel within is the love they feel without. The union you hold in imagination becomes the R&TR rhythm of reality itself. Living in the end is not merely a technique. It is awakening to the truth that you and your desire were never apart. You are the beginning and the end, the dreamer and the dream, the sender and the signal. When you understand that energy is your true identity, you stop chasing and start attracting. You realize that your specific person can never escape the vibration that flows from your heart. Every word, every image, every emotion you create within becomes a silent messenger that moves through consciousness and touches them, no matter the distance. Living in the end means walking this world already fulfilled, already loved, already chosen, already complete. You are not waiting for your desire. Your desire is waiting for you to remember who you are, the creator of your reality. When you dwell in love, love dwells in you. When you remain steadfast in your inner knowing, your outer world will mirror that certainty back with precision. So tonight, rest in faith. Feel your wish fulfilled. Know that your energy is the unseen bridge between hearts, a bridge that can never be broken. What you assume with conviction must become visible.